As you probably know, there are still a lot of interesting places in the world that can amaze even the most seasoned travelers. Some of them have been on our planet for centuries and were created by nature, while others are creations of human hands, but they deserve no less attention. So today, we are going to watch videos made with drones. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to not miss our next episodes. The Ball's Pyramid Island is located in the Tasman Sea between Australia and New Zealand. It is an island with a base area of only 200 square meters, but a height of 562 meters, for which it is considered the highest volcanic peak in the world. And it is also an extinct volcano about 7 million years ago, which is gradually being destroyed by waves and winds. Interestingly, in addition to research expeditions, it's forbidden to climb the rock because of the danger of climbing. On the island of Madagascar, not far from the town of Morondava, there is an amazing place called the Alley of Baobabs. Some of these trees are more than 800 years old, and they grow up to 30 meters in height. The alley is most impressive at dawn and dusk when the trunks change color and cast shadows. If you are bored with the golden or white color of the sand on the beach, then pay attention to the red beach of Panjin in the Liaoning province in China. It is part of a nature reserve which is famous for its diverse flora and fauna. The surface of this beach is covered with algae. They turn green in spring, and in autumn they amaze people with their rich red color. In the unique ecosystem of the lake, one can find Chinese mitten crab, bamboo, and a special kind of rice. The Tianji Mountains are the result of millions of years of erosion of sedimentary rocks. These ancient sandstone peaks, which are 300 million years old, were slowly carved by water and wind. Since erosion occurs unevenly, jagged protrusions are formed on which soil accumulates over the years, which allows many different types of flowers, shrubs, and trees to grow on the sides of the formations. Wild animals and many species of birds live here. The Ubain Bridge in Myanmar is both the oldest and longest wooden bridge on the planet. Researchers tend to believe that it was built in 1850 in just 1 year. Its length is 1,200 meters, and it stands on 1,086 teak logs, some of which have been replaced with concrete pillars today. Near the resort town of Da Nang in Vietnam in 2018, a huge bridge was built in the form of a golden thread held by 2 giant stone palms. The construction of the golden bridge is artificially aged, and all the details are made of glass and steel. It was expensive, but it has become a local sight and attracts crowds of tourists every day. The island of Gaiola is located just south of the coast of Posillipo, one of the most famous areas of Naples. It consists of 2 huge rocks connected by a very thin natural stone arch, and for many, it looks like an ideal place to relax, but there are legends about its curse due to the frequent premature death of its owners. The small town of Argungu attracts passionate fishing enthusiasts and tourists every year. In March, fishermen from all over Nigeria come here for the festival in hopes of catching the biggest fish. In the city of Qingdao in eastern China, there is a beautiful beach with golden sand, warm sea waves, and mountain views. However, due to the fact that about 200,000 tourists visit it every day during the season, the charm of this place is difficult to notice. Many people choose this type of transport so as to not waste time in traffic jams. However, in some countries, such as Taiwan, this is not very effective. If you look closely, it becomes clear that these points are a huge number of people. Many people begin to feel anxiety and discomfort after falling into such pandemonium. In addition, such a situation causes an unrestrained desire to isolate themselves and distance themselves from society. Wembley Stadium holds 90,000 spectators and is the second largest stadium in Europe. After the Harry Styles concert, despite its excellent organization, even half an hour after its end, the way to the exit was filled with people. Dubai drivers will spend more than 1 hour on the road today. Perhaps the local authorities should think about how to relieve traffic and eliminate traffic congestion. This is a real city within a city in China. Initially, it was supposed to be a hotel, but at the last moment, there was a redevelopment for an apartment building for about 20,000 residents. Under the most beautiful city in the world, there are catacombs filled with the remains of 6 million people. We're talking about Paris. Many years ago, the necessary materials for the construction of the city were mined in its vicinity and directly under the city, which is why a real underground city was formed. When the local church cemetery stopped coping with the number of corpses, it was decided to move the remains to the catacombs. Today, the famous Catacombs of Paris are located at a depth of 20 meters under the city, and about 1.5 kilometers of this creepy location are open to tourists. The Troll's Tongue is a unique and dangerous rocky outcrop in Norway, offering a fascinating landscape. The rock rises 700 meters above the picturesque Ridgnavatnet Lake. It was formed about 10,000 years ago under the influence of a glacier. According to one of the local legends, the giant troll showed its tongue to the sun and was petrified in this position. Mount Kirkjufell is located in the west of Iceland and is beautiful at any time of the year. In winter, covered with sparkling snow, or in summer, surrounded by grasses and waterfalls. Once the mountain was completely submerged in ice, only its summit was visible, but after the glaciers melted, its height reached 463 meters. Now it is considered the most photographed mountain in the country. The green Peruvian oasis of Huacachina, surrounded by palm trees and sand dunes, has been attracting tourists for more than 70 years. According to legend, the lagoon in the oasis appeared when one princess got scared, dropped the mirror, and it turned into a beautiful lagoon. It was once believed that the water in the lagoon had healing power. Since then, the underground source feeding the lagoon has been depleted, and now the water is being refilled artificially. Now this place attracts the possibility of sandboarding and buggy driving. The Indian Railways company transports about 30 million passengers on an average day, so it is not surprising that people are crammed inside the cars, climb out on the roof, and cling to the edges of the train. About 120 million people gathered for the 49-day Kumbh Mela festival in 2019. This is the most important Hindu religious holiday where ritual ablution takes place, symbolizing the purification of the soul and body. Incredibly, it could even be seen from space. An average of 3,000 people pass through the intersection in front of Shibuya Station every 2 minutes. On holidays, it turns into a nightmare for an introvert. Many drivers dislike motorists, but there are circumstances in which motorists remain the minority on the road. They say that you can get on a scooter almost anywhere. The only condition is that the mountains definitely need models more powerful than those created for an ordinary city highway. At concerts, a special atmosphere is especially felt when many individuals unite thanks to music. They seem to charge each other with energy. Did you know that there is a Doomsday vault on the Norwegian island of Svalbard? This is a tunnel in the rock in which seed samples are placed for safe storage. Its main goal is to preserve seeds adapted to different climatic conditions, and if humanity faces a global catastrophe, then the survivors will have a chance to restore agriculture. It is not necessary to fly to Japan to admire the charming cherry blossoms. You can also go to the German city of Bonn. Every April, thousands of cherry trees turn the city into a fairy tale. In addition, local narrow streets and picturesque buildings are already wonderful, but you want to walk among them even more in the spring. The largest hotel in the world is the Malaysian First World and Plaza. The exterior of the building is painted with bright colors, but inside there is a modern design and more than 7,000 rooms. On the territory of the hotel, there is a shopping center, restaurants, casinos, theme parks, a stage, and even a replica of the Statue of Liberty and the Eiffel Tower. An unusual grove of equally curved pine trees, called the Crooked Forest, grew up in the region of western Pomerania in Poland. Around 400 twisted pine trees grow in this forest region, the trunks of which make a sharp bend at an angle of almost 90 degrees strictly in the direction of the north, and then straighten out again at a height of 20 to 25 centimeters from the ground. Until now, no one can name a reliable reason for such a feature of the forest. There are many popular versions: the impact of winds and snow, the effect of energy fields, or that they were specially bent by people when planting for production purposes. The Algarve de Benagil cave is located in Portugal. It is a stunningly beautiful natural attraction that has been turned for centuries under the influence of rain, seawater, and strong ocean wind. The cave hides under its arches a cozy small beach with beautiful sand, located right in the golden rocks, and has access to the open sea. It is spacious and filled with fresh air, which gets there through holes in the shape of arches, and sunlight breaks through the hole from above. On the picturesque island of Tassos in Greece, one can find an isolated lagoon called Gaiola. It was formed in the rocks by washing out the recesses of the waters of the Aegean Sea. According to legend, Zeus created Gaiola to spy on one of his lovers. The lagoon is 3 meters deep, at the same time spacious and cozy, and the water in it is warmer than in the sea. Climbing the cliff that separates it from the sea, you can admire the seascape and sunbathe. If you are disgusted by the sight of bugs and insects, it'll be difficult for you to visit this place. On the Malaysian island of Borneo, there is a whole network of giant underground caves. Gatamong caves are often called the nastiest in the world. Millions of bats nest on damp ceilings, and the floor and walls are covered with millions of cockroaches, beetles, rats, and other representatives of fauna. The Albuquerque International Balloon Festival is considered the largest event of its kind in the world. For 9 days in a row, up to 600 balloons rise into the sky while various shapes and colors amaze the imagination. The thirst for consumption and the availability of huge discounts on Black Friday is the reason for this madness. I wonder how many people will get any injuries in this crash. Wave pools have become very popular. It seems that many people have decided that there is no need to go to the sea now, so they all gather in water parks. The best football stadiums in the world gather thousands of fans from all over the world every year. Their capacity can reach more than 50,000. You can imagine how long it takes to get out of it after the end of the game. Maybe strikes in India are not arranged as often as workers would like, and yet they are remembered for a long time by their mass character all over the world. Every year in autumn, Dubai hosts a fitness marathon and a bicycle race, which takes place on the Sheikh Zayed Highway, which is one of the main streets of the city. Last year, it was attended by a record number of participants, 33,000 cyclists. There are rumors that the number of pedestrians in the Shibuya Station intersection in Tokyo can reach up to 1 million per day. Traffic lights from all four sides simultaneously turn green, pedestrians begin to cross the road, which creates the effect of a human anthill. And you can also take wonderful photos not far from the coast of Kuala Selangor in Malaysia. Here, you can find the so-called celestial mirror, a smooth water surface that perfectly reflects the sky. The phenomenon can be observed only twice a month, once during the full moon and once during the new moon. The current office of Apple in California is striking in its scale. The campus is a combination of advanced technology and nature. It is built in neo-futurism style and occupies 71 hectares. The building is designed to accommodate 12,000 employees. There are not only workplaces, but also walking paths, cafes and restaurants, fitness centers, and thousands of bicycles. In the state of Ohio in the USA, there is an unusual building in the shape of a giant wicker basket owned by a company that manufactures wicker products. Its size exceeds the parameters of a standard basket by 160 times and weighs more than 9,000 tons, and the handles of the building are heated in the cold season to prevent damage by ice. Just looking at the Qianshan Road junction in Guiyang, you realize that it will not be easy to go in the right direction. It took 8 years to complete its construction. It consists of 18 different overpasses in 8 directions on 5 levels, the highest of which is 37 meters above the ground. This is a real roller coaster for cars. The Torres del Paine National Park is located in Chile and is geographically part of the lands of southern Patagonia. This is an amazingly beautiful place known for stunning landscapes. Almost all the landscapes of Patagonia are represented here, including forests, mountains, glaciers, Patagonian steppe, desert, and rivers. However, the main attraction is the 3 granite peaks of Torres del Paine, with a height of 2,600 to 2,850 meters. A cluster of gypsum crystals was found under the city of Nica in Mexico, in the state of Chihuahua, in a limestone cave at a depth of 300 meters underground. The labyrinth-like underground cavity has been filled with water for several 100,000 years. During this time, the world's largest crystals of natural origin were formed from selenite in water saturated with minerals. Their dimensions are amazing. The length reaches up to 11 meters, the diameter up to 4 meters, and the weight, according to scientists, reaches 55 tons. Candy Lake is located near Almaty in the Kyongoy Ala 2 range at an altitude of 1,667 meters. It was formed naturally when the gorge was blocked by a landslide during an earthquake. Gradually, the water filled it and submerged the coniferous forest that grew in the valley. Only lifeless treetops stick out on the surface of the lake, and there is a real picturesque landscape under the waters. Even though the water temperature is only +6 degrees, this does not stop diving enthusiasts from diving and walking along the trails of the underwater forest. In Canada, there is the famous glacial Lake Moraine, located on the territory of Banff National Park at an altitude of approximately 1,885 meters. The surface area of the lake is 0.5 square kilometers. The fantastic blue of the water is caused by mineral deposits at the bottom of the lake. This effect is especially beautiful in good cloudless weather when the color of the lake is enhanced by the reflection of the blue sky in its waters. The lake is fed by the water of melting glaciers flowing down from the surrounding mountains. Tokyo's Summerland water park has a large number of fascinating attractions, including a huge swimming pool with artificial waves. It is especially popular in the summer months when it is flooded with an incredible number of people. The world-famous Carnival begins in Rio de Janeiro annually and attracts millions of people. It lasts for several days, and all this time, people in Rio do not work, but only walk and have fun at one of the most exciting events in the world. Dhaka is, at the same time, one of the most densely populated places on Earth, and also one of the poorest and dirtiest cities in the world. At the same time, it is the center of the economic life of Bangladesh. According to UN estimates, India has become the country with the largest number of inhabitants, and when you watch a video of Mumbai residents trying to get on public transport, it's very easy to believe. The Lagoon Buddhist Academy is the largest training center for Buddhist monks, About 40,000 students, monks, and nuns from China, Malaysia, Taiwan, Singapore, and many other countries In 2015, a real miracle happened in the Pacific Ocean, and a new island of Honga Tonga appeared from the depths of the sea through the eruption of a volcano. It provided unique opportunities for scientists to collect material about the origin of a new ecosystem, starting with bacteria and ending with the appearance of plants and animals. Unfortunately, the island was destroyed by another eruption 7 years later in 2022. Autobahns speed up the ability to deliver goods and get to another city for people, but create unfavorable conditions for wild animals. Therefore, special green bridges for animals are being built for them. They are called eco-arches. Several European countries, as well as the USA and Canada, are building similar structures. About 10 kilometers from the Great Wall of China, a well-preserved ancient fort dating back to the Ming Dynasty was discovered. During the excavations, 2 fenced yards were discovered. The size of this unique discovery is 25 by 60 meters. In addition, 30 clay statues and a stone slab were found on the territory of the fort. Chinese researchers believe that they managed to find the ruins of the Qingping Castle, which was part of the defensive system of the Great Wall. One of the largest quarries on the planet, where an incredible amount of copper ore is mined, is the mining point Bingham Canyon, located southwest of Salt Lake City in Utah. The large copper deposit in these places was discovered in the middle of the 19th century. In 1863, the active development of the mine began, which continues to this day. The depth of the canyon is approximately 1.2 kilometers, while its width is 4 kilometers. Ishigualasto Provincial Park, or Lunar Valley, is a nature reserve famous for its unusual relief and unique stone formations, thanks to which the landscapes are very reminiscent of fantastic lunar landscapes. In addition, it is a paleontological center where many remains of reptiles and even dinosaurs can be found. Vegetation is mainly represented by cacti and small shrubs, and among the animals there are cougar, Patagonian hare, armadillo, and gray foxes. Every year, sculptors from all over the world use their unique artistic skills to create incredible works at the Disney Sand Sculpture Festival in Ostend, Belgium. In 2017, an incredible Gothic cathedral was erected here, which attracted the eyes of all visitors because every detail looked real. Sand figures are short-lived, and yet they can be impressive and beautiful. The process of creating sand sculptures is complicated and requires special skills. Some skillful masters use special sprayers with a mixture that holds together grains of sand, while others refuse any additives. Perhaps it's the fragility that makes them so mesmerizing. Can you imagine your life living in a cave? Apparently, someone chose such a secluded dwelling. There is not enough information about this place. However, even today, about 30 million Chinese people live in caves. There are many rocks in Shanxi province consisting of pliable sandy rocks, and they serve as the main place of residence for many people. For many years, the project of this bridge was only a dream, but the bridge across the Saidu River was opened in 2009. It is located at an altitude of 496 meters above ground level, connecting two mountain peaks. For its construction, they even had to use rockets. About a kilometer of connecting cable was tied to them and launched from one side of the gorge to the other. As of now, this bridge, hanging over a precipice among the mountains, is considered the tallest in the world. Every year, hundreds of thousands of people watch one of the main New York traditions in the United States. This is the fall of a crystal ball in Times Square. The best places from which you can watch this action fill up pretty quickly, so it's better to occupy them in the morning. In India and Bangladesh, passengers who are unlucky enough to fit into a carriage have to hang out of windows, stand on the running boards, and even climb onto the roof. Such situations are most typical on holidays when people want to get to their relatives and friends. Of course, beaches are very popular on hot days. That's just sometimes. It's unlikely to enjoy the sea and a comfortable holiday due to overcrowding. On such beaches, the "there isn't enough room to swing a cat" phrase becomes more than relevant. On the Akatasev market, you can buy the most extraordinary things, such as a gazelle's head or a crocodile's tooth. For visitors to this market, these are not some unique souvenirs, but things closely related to faith and lifestyle. They can cure diseases or bring good luck. The fact is that belief in magic and voodooism is very common in African countries. I hope you liked our video. Please don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode.